Shades on since the sun is in my face. Just getting out of the gym, so I figured I'd take you guys along. Let me see if I can fix this here. This view. All right. Thanks for joining me. How's everybody doing today? Yes, the title of this video is Power, because I want to talk to you about your personal power. It feels good starting the day with a workout, right? Beginning your day with the workout. I use it as a matter of policy, okay? I try to start my day with some vigorous exercise, and I try to train myself to exhaustion, okay? That's the way I like to do it. And you should exert yourself at least once a day, right? You should exercise at least once a day. You should exercise vigorously until you are exhausted. And I can see that the former spot of the Biometrics Health Center hasn't been rented, of course. So I'm getting ready to go on a tour. I'm going to be driving through Arizona, Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, and then coming back through Montana, Idaho, Washington, where I will stay in Seattle for a couple of days, and then driving back down the entire west coast of California. And I was actually thinking about taking the scenic route on PCH on the way back to kind of take you guys along with me. See how that works out. You know, it's funny, right? When I launched, I was an early launcher, right? I enlisted in the Air Force when I was 17, and I ended up going to basic training right after my 18th birthday, a few months after my 18th birthday. It was really good, right? And I want all of my kids to experience this level of individuation, right? It was a very powerful experience to be able to define my life on my own terms. And I believe everyone should have that period in their life where they're figuring things out and setting the rules for their own life. And since I had to survive from such a young age, I recognize the importance of my health, my physical health, in maintaining my personal power, my ability to take care of myself, or what we call self-efficacy, right? So, you know, quite naturally, if you're out on your own and you live in the world on your own, you depend on yourself, then you want to make sure that you're strong, that you're healthy, that you're sharp, and that your capacity to take care of yourself, your capacity to self-manage, if you will, or self-maintain is at its peak, right? So, and then also, I was interested in acting, you know, working in Hollywood, working in the industry. So that's the industry of the beautiful people, of course. And that means that, you know, in order to maintain your status as one of the beautiful people, you got to work out, you got to exercise, you got to take care of yourself. So here in the West Coast, where people are seen as relatively shallow compared to those on the East Coast, at least from their perspective, and in the flyover states, it's often looked at as a trivial or a vain or a subjectively selfish pursuit to worry about one's biceps and pecs and, you know, deltoids and you know, looking at oneself in the mirror and posing and getting your musculature together. But, of course, it keeps you healthy. It keeps you healthy. The more muscle mass you have, the larger your arterial cavity is. Larger your arterial cavity is, the less likely you are to suffer from hypertension and all of the inflammatory diseases that result from hypertension, kidney failure and all the rest of that. And as you age, of course, inflammation, right? Because you eat crap. If you eat crappy food, then the inflammation starts to take hold, and it ages you. It not only ages you as far as your appearance is concerned, but it ages your heart, it ages your digestive tract. It makes it difficult for you to live a healthy and happy life. This is a simple fact. So when time goes by, I've come to the realization that I'm glad I was so selfish as to indulge in taking care of my health, being a fitness fanatic all of my life. And now here I am at 58. That's right, I'm not ashamed to say it. At 58 years old. And, I got the body that can do things that men 20, 30 years my junior cannot do. And age and people actually start dying, man. I mean, I hate to say it. I hate to sound so insensitive, but people start dying. They start losing their life. And how you live has a lot to do with how long you live. Got to tell you like that, even though you might not want to hear it. How you live has a lot to do with how long you live. So I would always think to myself, by starting the day in the gym, I'm giving the best energy that I have, the highest energy that I have, because I just woke up, right? The best energy that I have to myself, right? Everything after that is a piece of cake. I work in a short sleeve environment in biomedical engineering, so I don't do work that is, labor intensive, physical labor intensive. So I don't have to worry about that. But it's very important to take time out to give to yourself. It's not a trivial pursuit. It's not a trivial endeavor. It's not a waste of your time. It doesn't make you selfish. It doesn't make you vain. It doesn't make you conceited. None of that applies. And all you have to do is love yourself enough to say, God damn it, I'm worth it. Excuse me to a couple of my friends that are priests. I didn't mean to take the Lord's name in vain that way. But you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying, right? You have to determine that you are worth it. You are worth the effort to put in the work to make yourself beautiful, to put in the work to make yourself healthy, make yourself vital. Now I hope I gave you guys some inspiration to get your ass in the gym, especially because it's fall. And we seem to be having a pretty mild fall so far. So far. We don't know what's going to happen later on. In fact, we don't even know what's going to happen next week. I'm hoping that it stays nice and warm when I go on my tour, because I'm going to be driving pretty close to the Canada border. So I want to make sure that I want the roads to be nice and dry throughout this tour, I think I might go live from my studio later on today. A few things I want to talk about. I gotta watch it because right now, holistic health gurus are public enemy number one. We're wanted. We're under the microscope by all of the wonderful censors, or what do they call them? Truth checkers, or whatever. It has now become radical and dangerous to take a holistic health stance. So we got to be careful. We got to be careful about that. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm in the market for another car. I'm going to keep this one because I love it and it does the job, and I've got 220,000 miles on it. And I get about 13 miles per gallon. I could probably beat that. I get better mileage on the freeway. But I'm thinking about getting a Bronco or a Jeep, right? Either a Jeep or a Bronco. The new body style is very nice. I saw a Bronco with an electric convertible top. Now that I like. The radio is off because I don't want to get a copyright violation, so you guys have to listen to me sing. A beautiful day in Southern California, I must say. Now, some of you may have noticed that I weigh a little bit less than my previous pictures from the gym. Like, you can look at the memories that I shared today from about 9 years ago or 6 years ago, and you can look at the picture that I took today, and you can see that I'm a little bit lighter, quite a bit lighter. Well, this is by design. Because now my new focus is cardio, right? I love being a bodybuilder and I love having muscle mass. And of course, the difference between a mature gentleman and an old man is muscle mass, believe that. And the caveat to focusing on building large muscles is that you run the risk of high blood pressure, right? Because like I said before, you are increasing your arterial cavity when you increase your muscle mass, and everything is fine as far as blood pressure and everything is concerned. But then when you stop and your muscles start to atrophy, then it's like squeezing a balloon. The pressure goes up, and you can have issues with high blood pressure. And of course, high blood pressure is inflammatory, so that can lead to issues with your kidneys and with a lot of other areas of your health. So my new focus is whatever my workout is, whatever my bodybuilding workout is, I'm going to do it while maintaining my ability while maintaining 30 laps at least, which is almost half a mile, 30 laps, 25-meter pool every single day. So I feel it inside. I feel the workouts inside because my heart is pumping and my cardiovascular system is really working. And when I heal, I feel the healing inside as well. I feel great. My son and I run We do 12-mile runs on the beach. That's almost half a marathon. And it takes just about all day on Saturday to do that. Totally worth it. Another thing to do to burn fat and to keep your cardio up. So, building muscle while doing endurance training is the new focus for me right now. I'm not so concerned about having the big Popeye arms and everything. I mean, of course it's good and it's sexy and everything. Don't get me wrong. But the most important thing is heart health right now. Heart health. Heart health and weight management. And I say that with a grin because if you know New Orleanians, we love to eat. And that is an indulgence that I shall not deprive myself of, which is another reason to exercise. Now, I'm not going to say the name of the street that I'm on right now, but the street that I am on right now is a pretty popular street, especially for people getting their cars worked on. And they seem to have some pretty, at least available, I don't know how cheap they are until I speak to the landlord, but there's a lot of available commercial real estate. The thing about commercial real estate, I've come to the realization that it is probably more important to own your own commercial real estate than it is to own your own home. I'm keeping it real. Because if you are establishing a business, a brick and mortar business, at a location where people come face to face, right, shop on site, then it takes a while. You become a part of the community, you become a part of the neighborhood, and you build a reputation for yourself. And that can be a double-edged sword, because if your business goes viral and it really catches on and everybody, comes and wants to patronize your business, then you can have your landlord raise the rent. It's unfortunate, but it's true. It's one of the consequences of not owning your commercial real estate location. Okay? Especially if it's a place with high foot traffic, because then the landlord's going to feel as though he or she is responsible for your success. And therefore, you are very likely to get the rent raised on you. And so that's what I was dealing with, inflexible landlords. And it's just better if you own your home, and it's also better if you own your commercial location, your commercial spot. And it's better if that spot is in a good location. Now, the state of California happens to have a lot of boom towns. I think California still has more boom towns than any other state, right? So all you got to do is drive around and look for whoever's breaking ground on a Walmart, Home Depot, Office Max, Office Depot, big box stores, right? Circuit City, and try to find the streets that promise to be high walk traffic streets, or what we call small commercial or light commercial or medium commercial, and then try to buy a location that promises to have foot traffic as that town grows. It's a trick, and it can be a risky investment. You can sink a lot of money and wait a long time if it takes a long time for that particular area to develop. But if you know what you're doing, and if you work really hard, and if you're surrounded with other entrepreneurs that are also working just as hard, then it's not impossible. It's not impossible. It's not impossible to succeed. So basically, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. My post-workout morning energy, my post-workout morning glow, if you will, and give you a little talk about power, personal power. You know, exercising is probably the most self-affirming thing that a person can do, right? Taking care of your health, working out, exercising is probably one of the most significant acts of self-affirmation, self-preservation, self-empowerment that one can do. Such a beautiful day. Well, everyone have a great day. I'm going to get off the line here. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.